A senior cabinet minister warned today Brexit could be stopped altogether if Theresa May is toppled by critics who fear she is making too many concessions. Jeremy Hunt hit out after a flurry of warnings from Brexiteers about the terms of a draft deal due to be discussed by Theresa May in Brussels tomorrow. The Prime Minister will sit down for lunch with EU Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker for a working lunch aimed at hammering out a draft divorce deal. The Health Secretary's warning came on the same day as Tony Blair said Brexit was reversible and taunted Brexiteers that it's not done until it's done. Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt, pictured today on Pesto on Sunday, warned today Brexit could be stopped altogether if Theresa May is toppled by critics who fear she is making too many concessions. The Health Secretary's warning came on the same day as Tony Blair said Brexit was reversible and taunted Brexiteers that it's not done until it's done. Mr. Hunt hit out after a flurry of warnings from Brexiteers about the terms of a draft deal due to be discussed by Theresa May in Brussels tomorrow. But appearing on ITV's Pesto on Sunday, Mr. Hunt said, "The choice we face is not between this Brexit or that Brexit. If we get back Theresa May we will have no Brexit, and she is doing an unbelievably challenging job amazingly well." Education Secretary Justine Greening offered her own endorsement of the PM in an interview with the BBC's Andrew Marr. Tony Blair insisted today that Brexit is reversible and threatened Leave voters that it's not done until it's done. The former Prime Minister claimed that Theresa May is attempting to negotiate an impossible deal that risked leaving Britain in the worst of all worlds. And he warned that because Brexit would leave Britain and Ireland on opposite sides of European membership for the first time ever, it could even threaten the Good Friday Agreement. The incendiary intervention will infuriate Brexiteers who believe Mr. Blair's troublemaking as he tries to thwart the will of the people. Mr. Blair made his latest intervention in an interview with the BBC Radio 4 The World This Weekend programme. He said, "It's reversible. It's not done until it's done." Mr. Blair added, "What the government is trying to negotiate is fundamentally UN-negotiable. They are trying to negotiate getting out of the single market while recreating all of its benefits." She said, "I think everyone needs to get behind the Prime Minister. She's got an immensely challenging job going to the EU and negotiating our terms by which we will leave the European Union. It's very important that we speak with one voice. But I think the Cabinet has set with the Prime Minister our negotiating stance. She'll go and try and get the best possible deal." Mr. Hunt's intervention came after former Tory leader Ian Duncan Smith and a former Court of Appeal judge hit out at leaked proposals that would see the Supreme Court asking the European Court of Justice, ECJ, for advisory rulings. The mechanism is an apparent attempt to reassure Brussels about the rights of EU citizens living in Britain after Brexit. Brexiteers fear it is a backdoor by which the ECJ could continue to rule in the UK after Britain leaves the European Union.